was the official closing of the 78th session of the UN General Assembly. And in the words of the Secretary-General, it was a year of many challenges, but also a year of great accomplishments. The General Assembly was headed by Dennis Francis, a diplomat from Trinidad and Tobago. And it was during his tenure that the Assembly passed 3 milestone resolutions on the Gaza conflict. He is also credited with convening the Assembly's first ever Sustainability Week, which focused on issues such as tourism, transport and infrastructure.
Mr. President, on behalf of the entire UN family, thank you for your efforts over the last year.
Francis, during his final remarks to the General Assembly, was unable to contain his emotions as he spoke passionately about the UN and the need for multilateralism to work.
I am deeply convinced that this institution, the United Nations, remain one of the greatest forces for good in the world, and that we must work hard to sustain its longevity. This conviction has been strengthened throughout my long career in diplomacy and during the eventful 78th session of the Assembly.
Francis now hands over the gavel to Philemon, the former Prime Minister of Cameroon. Young presided over the first meeting of the 79th session of the Assembly. He says peace and security will continue to be of paramount importance during his tenure by prioritizing conflict prevention rather than resorting to weapons to settle differences.
Cooperation among member states is what allows us to harness our collective resources and ingenuity to realize humanity's greatest aspirations, such as peace, justice, and sustainable development among them. The General Assembly, with its near universal membership of 193 member states, stands as our most powerful platform to fully seize its promise.
For the first time, Palestine joined member states on the main floor of the General Assembly. In May, member states voted in favor of granting it new rights and privileges. While this session of the General Assembly was considered to be a busy one, the 79th session promises to be no different. Just days before world leaders begin to arrive here for the annual gathering later this month, member states will again vote on a Palestinian draft resolution against Israel, this time compelling them to withdraw from the occupied Palestinian territories within 6 months. Jody, CGTN, New York.